Space. Is it full of money?
Only one way to find out.
You might have seen headlines about how NASA is planning to visit an asteroid worth quintillions of dollars, and even some suggesting that mining this asteroid would make everyone on Earth indescribably rich. But what exactly does that mean? Is asteroid mining going to make us all millionaires?
Could this be the start of a space mining boom? Well, maybe.
The first issue to think about is how much it would cost to access an asteroid's resources. Even asteroids which pass relatively close to Earth are still further away than the Moon, and we haven't started mining the Moon for resources yet. Asteroids are also generally moving extremely fast, at speeds measured in kilometers per second, so they're not exactly easy to latch onto. And then there's the question of how you would actually go about mining an asteroid. Presumably, we'd have to use automated robotic mining equipment, as it would be even more difficult and dangerous to send humans there to do the job. But as incredible as robots like NASA's Mars Explorers are, they still aren't very good at dealing with unexpected circumstances, like the InSight lander on Mars, which was scuppered in its attempts to drill into the planet's surface because the firmness of the soil was slightly different than expected.
Well, that sucks and I hate it.
To even begin to design mining equipment, we need to know a lot more about the asteroid we wanted to mine, what it's composed of, what its surface is made of, and how easy or hard it is to maneuver around that surface. Then, once you've mined and collected all the materials from the asteroid, you also need to get them back to Earth. This is tricky because metals take up a lot of space, so you need a large rocket to carry them all, and you need plenty of fuel. All of this is expensive, and all of the money you'd spend on mining would eat into the profits for any mission. Oh, and depending on how far away the asteroid is, it might take years for this journey to be completed as well.
Well, hurry the hell up! I'm not getting any younger!
It might be difficult, but it's not impossible to mine an asteroid. Recently, NASA's OSIRIS-REx mission succeeded in an incredible feat, touching on asteroid Bennu and collecting a small sample from its surface. According to NASA, the mission succeeded in collecting at least 2 ounces of material from the asteroid, and the spacecraft is now on its way back to Earth, so scientists can study the sample in more depth. This was an extremely challenging mission though, with problems ranging from the surface of the asteroid being different than expected to the lid of the sample collection container not closing completely. It took years of planning to execute, and the total time from launch to landing back on Earth is expected to be 7 years. All of this for a few ounces of rock. The point of missions like OSIRIS-REx's are to gather scientific knowledge, as asteroids can hold vital clues to understanding the early solar system, not to make money from mining. But they do demonstrate that it's possible to collect resources from an asteroid. Unfortunately, this prospect comes with a pretty pesky problem: supply and demand. Materials like gold are valuable largely because they are rare. There are practical uses for gold certainly, but its value comes primarily from the fact that there isn't much of it around.
I love gold!
So, even if we found an asteroid bursting with gold and other valuable resources, bringing it back to Earth would make little economic sense. That's because having a huge influx of resources suddenly available would make the price of those resources drop dramatically. If we found enough gold, say for everyone on Earth to have a big chunk of it, then suddenly gold wouldn't be worth very much anymore. Having all of that supply available would effectively wipe out its value. That's not to say there's no potential value in mining asteroids. There could be particular resources available which are valuable not only because of their rarity, but also because we use them in manufacturing, for example. It could make economic sense to mine those if they are available elsewhere in the solar system. Before we can do that though, we'll need to develop space mining technology further. And arguably, the best place to practice that would be on the Moon, which also holds potentially valuable resources, but which is rather easier to access than an asteroid. NASA has expressed interest in moon mining technology, like its Break the Lunar Ice Challenge, which invited companies to submit their ideas for mining ice on the Moon. And in a blog post, former NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine wrote that the US government wanted to, quote, encourage international support for the public and private recovery and use of resources in outer space, and that the agency wanted to work with private companies to develop technologies for moon mining, with the aim to use similar techniques on Mars as well. So don't expect asteroid mining to make everyone on Earth a billionaire anytime soon, or ever. But eventually, we may well find a way to make use of space resources, even if they are located millions of miles away. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more SlashGear videos about the latest developments in tech and gadgetry are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.